Welcome to Rise and Shine Daily Business Tech Boost with me, Charly Leetham. If you're a small business owner looking to simplify technology and get real, actionable advice from someone with 35 years of IT experience, you're in the right place. Every episode, I'll dive into tools and systems like email, CRM, marketing and tracking, and break them down into bite-sized tips you can use right away. Your time is valuable, so let's get straight to the point. It's time to work smarter, not harder. Rise and shine. It's your daily dose of business tech inspiration with me, Charly Leetham. Episode number 485, and we're going to be talking about two-factor authentication and enabling two-factor authentication on our Google account. Let's start with our Google account because normally pretty much everyone has a Google account, whether it's a Google Workspace account or a standard Google account. And it's really important that we make sure our accounts are locked down sufficiently that compromising them is difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with two-factor authentication, give you a quick update, reminder on what it is, how it works, why you want it, and then we're going to go in and I'm going to do a screen share on how you enable it on your Google account. Now, caveat. I was going to do a screen share and show you how it works on the phone as well, so you've got the phone side of it. Unfortunately, Android and probably iOS get really antsy about sharing or allowing you to record your screens while you're doing those sorts of things, and it won't let me do it. So I'm trying to install an emulator on my phone, on my computer for my phone, and it's just an entirely other thing. So that will come eventually when I get all that worked out. But for today, I'm just going to go through how to do it, how to enable it on your Google account so that you can then also, and what you need to do on your phone, but I'm not going to be able to show you what to do on your phone. So in case you didn't pick up from that, you're going to need a phone to use your Google Authenticator or an Authenticator app and to do two-factor authentication. Let's start from there. Two-factor authentication, what is it? It is something you know and something you have. And so first of all, you know what your password is. So when you log in, and these are all challenge responses. If someone says it's a challenge response and you're not quite sure what that means, it means that when you go to log in, it says, tell me something that you know. So a challenge response is, first of all, that's one of the challenge responses is tell me something you know. Your password, tell me what your password is. That's a challenge response. Another challenge response is like your captcha when it pulls up all those, the ones where you've got to click the images or you've got to type in the text that appears on an image, or that's a challenge response. It's challenging you to give it a response to prove that not only are you human, but you are who you say you are. So something you know is your password. That's the first part of two-factor authentication or two-step verification. Both can be used interchangeably. The second part is something you have. Now, in this case, we're going to be using an Authenticator app on our phone. You will need to download an Authenticator app to your phone. I recommend that you either do Google Authenticator, strangely enough, the Microsoft Authenticator, or in my case, I use OneAuth from Zoho. I find it perfectly reasonable, and it fits in with everything else that I do with my Zoho apps. So there is that. So you've got three options that I'd actually recommend. When you're doing this, make sure you are taking things from a reputable provider. Yes, you'll go to the App Store and there's other authentication apps that will come up. Just be a little careful. Not all of them. Yeah, just be sure you know who you are using the software from. So in this case, I'd actually recommend Google, Microsoft, or Zoho to do it. And all three have an authenticator. The authenticators all work in a very similar fashion. It just depends on which flavor you like, basically. So you will need to go to your app store on your phone, whether it's iOS or Android, search for Authenticator. So choose the one you want, Google, Microsoft, or Zoho, install it. And go for it, and then do these next steps. Okay, so I've done that. Now, this is the second part of the two-step verification. So then what happens is when you've given it your password, you then get another challenge that says enter the code that appears on your phone. When we're using an Authenticator app, you go to the Authenticator app, it has this timer and it just shows a random set of numbers. Now that code is typically 6 numbers off of your Authenticator app, and those numbers are randomly generated and they expire every minute and a half or so, and then a new code is given to you. And somehow, through the magic of the internet and the magic of technology, the systems that you're trying to log into know what that code is on your phone. If it expires, you need to get the new, or if it's about to expire, wait till it refreshes and get the new code to enter into the screen. Okay. So that's that's part of the two-step verification or two-factor authentication. It's something you know, your password, and something you have, a code. Now, I keep talking about using the Authenticator apps. I keep saying go and download these Authenticator apps. Another way of doing two-factor authentication is to use SMS. You always have your phone, well, you'll have your phone with you. They can SMS in. The code is SMS to you. That's now something you have. You now have that code. You've got to enter it into the screen where it's asking you to enter the code. So you have your phone and now you have the code. Whilst that's perfectly reasonable to do, and you know, if it's an issue, then absolutely just use SMS. I don't like using SMS. I travel a lot, and honestly, you can go less than an hour outside of a regional centre in Australia and not have not have mobile access. So not being able to get an SMS is a real issue for me. So I use my Authenticator apps. The third way you can do it, and some systems are starting to phase this option out, is to use your email. And I'll say, we'll send you a code to your email. Go check your email, get the code, enter it in there. You'll see that it's something you have. You've got access to your email, you get the code. You've got access to your phone, you get an SMS. You've got access to the phone, you use your authentication app. That's the second part about the something you have. So something you know and something you have. Okay. The question is, how do you set all this up? How do you make this work for you? So first of all, before we even go any further, I'm going to encourage you to go to your phone and download an Authenticator app. Doesn't matter which one, Microsoft, Google, or Zoho. Choose one, stick with it, use that for everything that you do. Once you've done that, you can then go to your Google account. Now, I'm going to actually change my view here. And we're going to go to my Google account. This is my Google account. It's account.google.com. Log in with your account, and that brings you up to this screen here. This is your home screen for your account. Once you've got your home screen on your account, come down to the security tab here on the left-hand side. Click on that, and you'll see that under my recent security, I've removed the app, I've added the app, I've got backup codes. I've been practicing before I come and do this video. Yep, I do those sorts of things. When you come down to how do you sign in to Google, you've got two-step verification here. Now, normally that is off, and when it's off, you just click on it and it will turn it on. So let me just go in. And you'll see here that it's asking me to log in. Now, it will ask you to log in. Even if you've said, remember me, and said, do all those things, when you get to here, it's going to ask you to log back in. And the reason it asks you to log back in is because it's the security thing, and it wants to make sure you are who you are, and that you haven't walked away from your computer and someone else has got in, or someone has hacked the session cookies and got in. I know, techie stuff, right? So once you come in and you turn it on, it says two-step verification has been turned on. You can turn off two-step verification this way. I wouldn't recommend you do. And then from here, second steps, you can add in the different methods of authentication, verification. I'm going to ignore passkeys and security keys. I'm going to ignore Google prompt and come back to that one last in this video. We're going to go straight to Authenticator, and we're going to say add an Authenticator app. So just click on that. Make sure you've got your Authenticator downloaded onto your phone. This one here is prompting you to do Google Authenticator. I am just going to reiterate, you don't have to use Google Authenticator. I do recommend using an authenticator from a reputable source. Google, Microsoft, or Zoho are perfect. Once you get to this screen, click on the Set Up Authenticator. Now, I would love to show you this on my phone. Unfortunately, it's not going to happen because I can't video the screen. In fact, what I might be able to do. So you see here it says, in the Google Authenticator app, tap the plus button and choose scan a QR code. So in this case, I am going to bring up the Google Authenticator app. I'm going to show you with Google Authenticator because that's what it's asking us to do. It is similar on all the apps. The interfaces change a little, but it is similar on all the apps. Now, if I turn this around, hopefully you can see the screen. In fact, yeah, we'll do it this way. Hopefully you can see the Charly. We'll do that again. Hopefully you can see the screen from here. And you'll see I've got the option to add a code or the plus button at the bottom. And I'm not sure if that's going to work, so I'm just going to turn it around. But there's a plus button at the bottom right-hand side of the corner. And I click on that, and then I'm going to choose scan a QR code. I don't know how that's going to come out on the video. Now I've done that, I've got my camera up, hold it up, scan the QR code, and it gives me the account name and a code. From there, I click on the next button. And in this code button, the code that appears on the screen here, I have to enter into that box there. Look at me pointing at the screen. There we go. And I'll click verify. And now I've got Authenticator added. And it's there, and it says in my Authenticator that I've got it in there. So when I want to come back in, I just go into Authenticator, choose that account, find the code, and you'll see that the code, hopefully you can see that, the code is there, and there's a little timer thing here on the left right-hand side of the screen. That's going to time out eventually, and that code will refresh. Waiting. And once that's done, you'll get a new code. Okay, so that's how you add your Authenticator app. Now, I promise once I get the ability to make those screen shares work on my phone or on an emulator, I'll show you how to do that properly, but hopefully that gives you enough for the Authenticator app that makes sense. So now we're going to hit the back button. We're still in the two-step verification screen. I've got my phone number added. You can add your phone number. When you do, it will send you a code via SMS to your phone. You enter the code, it'll verify the phone. Mine did mine as standard when I went and enabled two-factor verification on my account. The last thing before you go any further now is you want to generate some backup codes. Now, the idea of the backup codes is if you don't have access to your Authenticator and if you don't have access to SMS because you're like me and you go an hour out of town and there's no mobile service, you can use a backup code. It's one of the things that they've given us to use. Once you've used that backup code, you can't use that code again. And once you've used all the codes that are generated here, you do need to come back in and generate new ones. But what we're going to do is we're going to hit the get backup codes. Gives you the option here. It says print a list of codes to keep with you that you can enter to sign in. I keep them somewhere safe but accessible. So what I do is I click the backup codes, get backup codes button. It gives me this little table. You can print them out, or you do what I do and you download the codes and you click. There we go. Just save them off. Now what I'm going to do later is I will print those codes out and I will put them in my purse. So if I get stuck, I will have them accessible for me. Come back in. Once you've used your codes or you've used a couple and you want to regenerate them, you can come back in here and you can click that refresh button. I'm not going to do that because I've got those codes downloaded. You can click that refresh button and it will refresh them so you can get new codes. So if you've used a couple and you think, oh, I've got to get new codes and I'm about to run out, I'll just go and do them now. That's how you do it. The last thing with two-factor verification, particularly on your Google account, well, only on your Google account, is this Google prompt. I'm going to click on it. It says here, when you sign into a new device, Google can send a confirmation prompt to every phone. That means every device, phone or tablet, where you are already logged in, and you can just tap the prompt to confirm it's you. Now, what does that mean? That means that on my phone, when I click add account and I add this account to my phone, when it's going to sit on my phone, I've got access to that account through my phone. If I log in somewhere else and I put in my username and password, it's going to give me the option to say, do you want to enter, use your authenticator? Do you want to send codes? Do you want to send an SMS? Do you want to just tap yes on your phone or tablet? This is where you do this. This is how this is set up, and it's just done automatically. As soon as you log into your account on any other device, that option is enabled and you can use it. It's not a bad option. It works quite nicely. Okay, so that is how you set up two-step verification on your Google account. I do promise, let me come back and talk to you guys. I do promise that when I get the emulator working properly on my computer, I will show you what it looks like on the phone screen better. Yes, even technology can trip me up. It's just, it needs things installed on my computer, and I just don't have the patience for it today. Yeah, it happens. Now, some of the things to think about with two-factor verification, you should absolutely turn it on. I just can't stress highly enough why that you should turn it on. It needs to be on. People, it's not that passwords are easy to hack. They are certainly easier to hack. There are people out there that are pretty determined to hack passwords. With the amount of data breaches that have been going on or have been happening over time, some of those data breaches include your password because some systems didn't encrypt the password, so they were there in plain text. So when people hacked into a database and downloaded it, they not only got your email address and they not only got your name, but they also got the password that was associated with your account in plain text. Now, I'm not trying to scare you, I'm just trying to give you the honest truth about it, which is why two-factor verification helps to alleviate that if it has occurred or if it does occur. The problem is that when you're trying to share that account with someone else, like you get a VA and you've got, like, for me, a lot of my Gmail accounts are there so that my team can work on a project together, and we need to get verification sent in, or we need to get help desk tickets sent in, something, and everyone needs to log into it, and only one person can have the access to the two-factor verification. So you need to be aware of that. You need to be ready for it. You need to have your processes around the fact that you've got two-factor verification on now, and that when people try to log into that account, they might have difficulty getting there if you're not available, or if they don't have access to the authenticator or the method that you've set up as an authentication method. Just something to think about. Okay, two-factor verification. Have you used it? Do you use it? Do you like it? Do you hate it? What do you think? What do you use? What tools do you use to give you your two-factor verification, particularly on your Google account? I am going to go through other accounts and how you enable two-factor verification on those, because just because you've got it on your Google account doesn't mean to say it goes across everything. You do need to put it on pretty much anything you log into. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below wherever you are watching or listening to this video. You are always welcome to come and join me in my locals community, askcharlyleetham.locals.com. That is a community for business owners to try and get a handle on their tech, to try and understand their tech better. It's certainly not designed to get into the techie nitty-gritty stuff that I might talk with another coder or another tech. It is designed for business owners. So please come and join me there. If this video has been useful to you, I'd really appreciate it if you could give it a like. Otherwise, well, not even otherwise, and also if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel, ring the notification bell so you find out when I drop more content, and I'll see you guys all tomorrow. Bye. Hey there, thanks so much for tuning in to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost. I hope today's episode gave you some actionable insights that will make your business tech work smarter for you. If you found value, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other small business owners who could use a daily boost. For more tips, tools, and resources, visit www.askcharlyleetham.com. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and let's make tech simple together.